Hi Garth Gang. Oh, it's been so long since I did a video. There's a lot been going on. I was ill with a non-COVID virus. That's taken a lot of my time to get over. Had got a new PC and a new ISP. So that's all been done and dusted, and hopefully now the settings are better. The test videos I've done prior to this recording have all turned out fine, so we're just going to go ahead. Comment below if there's any problems, because obviously it's something I can't hear on my test runs that might come across on these semi-live videos. I might start streaming on YouTube next year, just see how it goes. On to this year though, we're coming to the end of 3.16 in Path of Exile, and I'm just going to go through the classes I've played and the builds I've played. One of the builds I've played, two builds I played, you can no longer see because I've stripped them down. One of the characters were deleted. That was the Bladestorm Rage Vortex build. That was my second league starter build, and it got to the point where I no longer needed it, so I stripped it down, sold it off, deleted the character because I no longer needed the character, so that was gone. That was really fun to play, and I really love that play style. The other one I did, which has been featured on the channel a few times, was the Petrified Blood Low Life Juggernaut Lightning Strike Accuracy Stacker. That was fine. It ripped through the content, it ripped through the campaign all the way through white maps, yellow maps. Delve was fine. Got to low level red maps, and that was it. It had problems. It kept dying from one hit. It couldn't take out the bosses quick enough. Started rolling blue and rare maps, and it couldn't do it. So that character got re-rolled into a different version of a Juggernaut, and you'll see that one in this video. So let's start with what we have got. On screen now you can see this is my level 59 Raider. It's a highest runner resetter. If you're not familiar with the subject, I've covered it in a previous video. Basically, you get to a certain level, you start buying all the heist contracts, and then you continue leveling to the level that you want to stop at, and then you level down, do all the contracts you have, and then once you level up, you level back down again using the wisdom scroll and orb of scouring. If in case you're not familiar with it, you take a scroll of wisdom, orb of scouring, you sell it to someone, and you get the book of regression, which reduces your character level by 1 and resets your experience for that level to 0. And then you just level down. You can buy new contracts in heist because they refresh, and then you level back up again and rinse repeat. The most popular levels to do this at is the level I'm doing it at now, which is 59 to 60, and level up and down, level up and down. Or more popular is 67 to 68 and level down to 67, because at that point you get more heist contracts availability, and you start getting map content drop, cartographers, scarabs, frags, cartography chisels, and all those other things. Mapping supplies is the word I'm looking for. So on this particular character, I stopped at 59. Oh, I leveled all the way up to just before Katava. I haven't actually killed Katava, as you can see. Where is it? Where's the quest? Is that it? Yeah, there you go. Death and Rebirth. I haven't killed Katava at all on this character, so I got all the way up to about level 68, 69 I think it was, and then brought all the contracts, and then from level 47 I think it was I could start picking them up. Brought all the contracts. Every time I leveled up I went back into heist, picked up all the contracts that I wanted, and then and every time I leveled up went back into heist, picked up the contracts I wanted, stored them in the stash tab, and then got to the point where I was about to kill Katava, stopped, leveled down, ran on my contracts, leveled down, blah blah blah. On average, I play this character for about an hour and a half a day, and make about 1x on stuff just dropping in heist. Plus I run the chaos recipe as well, so there's 20 to 30 chaos from just doing the chaos recipe on top of the X. It's not a great deal for an hour and a half of content, but it's something I can do. I love heist, and I can quite happily do that as soon as I wake up in the morning. I grab my my coffee. Oh, sorry, not coffee. I don't drink coffee. I'm allergic to coffee. I grab my water, and I just sit there. And while I'm waking up, I just run heist for the morning. That's my morning routine, if you like. It's worked out quite well. I've managed to kit out quite a few characters, and this one is pretty much done. I need the only thing I really need are my rings need redoing, and my chest. I need a different chest piece. But other than that, I can't really get better than the Quill Rainbow. The next thing I can get, which is better, is due to level requirement, will cost me 50x to buy a pre-crafted 6-link bow that is better than the Quill Rain. So as you can see, I don't have 50 exalted orbs, so that's not going to happen. We've got a well-rolled rat's nest for our helm. For the rarity, don't bother about crit because this is toxic rain, so crit's irrelevant. And the base evasion rating is 320, so that's 5 off max. We've got a really good Hiri's Bite, almost max stats on there. We've got a perfect rolled line eyes, and I lab farmed my own enchant because obviously I'm only staying. My main level is 59. I've got to be really careful on what gear I pick up and what enchants I have to make sure that it's not above level 59, which is why the head doesn't have an enchant, because as soon as you put an enchant on your helm, that raises the helm's level requirement to approximately 65. The gloves are okay, they could be better. The only roll on there that is useless really is the physical attack damage leads to mana, but other than that this is a fine pair of gloves, and then it's just getting better hoops. I need ideally the 30 all resist roll, and then attributes, damage and rarity as high as possible, but again that costs. This one's not too bad. It's got the correct roll for Ellie resist, but again the others could be better. Gold amulet, I needed the damage over time. I need a little bit of int for the build, and the invasion roll was great. I'm not bothered too much about the 2% increased life roll, increased max life. That doesn't do much, but the rarity roll on there, ideally it would be a double rarity. Oops. Gold amulet, but again that's with all the MFing that's going on in 3.16, that's expensive. The Stige is fine, it's got everything I need on there, so that's not probably won't be replaced. That I picked up when I was doing other content on other characters, so the movement speed is bonus, the energy shield stops me from getting stunned, I suppose, and then you got the damage over time whilst wielding a two-handed weapon. So that's the gear, and then the chest is just needs being better really. It's got to be a 6-link. I'm looking at trying to get a crypt armor 6-link well rolled with the space to put the enchant on it, so that's going to be expensive as well. Gem wise, we have our 6-link anomalous toxic rain, which I need to put some GCPs on. Might as well do that now. There we go. That's done that. Conk effect, efficacy, divergent mirage archer, vicious proj, and void manipulation. I will at some point 20% these. I mean, what I would probably do is get another character to level up to 20% them, level them up again to the right levels, and then put them on this character. And then this is the totem version of Toxic Rain. We use standard Toxic Rain in the ballista excuse me, because it's better. So then we've got the anomalous ballista totem, conk effect, efficacy, void manip, and vicious proj. In the helm we're running 2 sets of 2 links, which is dash and phase run, and then the casting damage taken with steel skin. In the gloves, we've got our auras, Defiance Banner, Malevolence, Vitality, and Divergent Grace. Excuse me. I managed to get that out. My Divergent Grace come from a what are they called? Grand Heist I was doing on my Death's Oath character. So I was like, well, that'll work on my Heist character just because of the chaos damage from the laboratory tile sets. So, and in the Lion Eyes Paws, we are stacking the Rain of Arrows from the boots itself. So in there we've got Despair, Hex Touch Support, Life Gain on Hit, and Withering Touch, all linked into the Rain of Arrows. And that's the gear. And then the flask, we're running a Life Flask with Sealing, Quicksilver Flask. We've got our Enduring Mana Flask there, and then a Granite and a Jade Flask, which have yet to be enchanted because I've actually the point I had run out of Glass Blows and Instilling, but I can now do that one. So let's just whack a craft on that. There we go. That's that done. Right. As for the skill tree, we've gone into Normal Lab to get Rapid Assault. Then we did Cruel Lab to get Quartz Infusion, and then finally Merc Lab to get Avatar of the Chase. We don't do Lord's Lab because that would require us to go through to Katava, which would then drop our resists, which would make it harder to get resist cap. You could do it if you got two 30% hoops and then got really good resists on your gloves, your belt, and your jewel, and then alter the tree somewhat. As you can see, my cold rest is fine. I don't mind taking another 30% drop on that, but taking another 30% on the fire resist and the lightning resist could be a bit iffy. Taking another 30% hit on the chaos res, I'm not sure you'd be able to capture that back. You would probably need a different quiver, and at that point you would need to get a hunter quiver, and I'm not sure you'd be able to get one with the right rolls for your level requirement if you stay at 59. Another reason a lot of people go up to 67, 68, because it opens a lot more tools for you to be able to use, in as far as you could potentially get into maps, get the Lord's Lab, or Uber Lab, and more gear, high level gear, which you then wouldn't be using a hero's bar. You'd have probably a hunter influenced quiver with damage over time, and chaos resist on it, and your gear would then be able to roll higher. So probably personal choice. I think I like it at this level. So oops. So again, with the thing, we come through here to get ballistics and aspect of the eagle, through here to get quick step, through here to get the life and Master Fletcher, up here to get Mage Bane, just close that there, through here to get reflexes, here to get skill duration nodes, up here for charisma, for the jewel socket, down here for the Revenge of the Hunted, up here for Hunter's Gambit, wasting, up here for coordination, entropy, Fangs of the Viper, resourcefulness, and Blood Drinker. For the bandits, we do take both. For the we take the two extra passive skill points. Wow, words are a failure today, Garth. As for the masteries, we take the efficiency node in charisma stack, we take the grace of efficiency in the evasion node here. Up here we take the phasing, and that is it. Oh, sorry, and the more skill duration there. That is the only 4 masteries modes we take, mainly because of the limited number of passive points we get. This is the best setup that I could come up with based on the POB that was sent to me for this particular character. Jewel wise, we only have 2 jewel sockets in the build, and we take a replica Contra's efficiency for the minus total mana cost and skill duration, and then we take a Conqueror's Efficiency for the skill duration, mana res, and the mana cost skills. So yeah, I mean, this would possibly do well with a minus mana roll on there to save our mana a little bit, but honestly, with the Enduring Mana Flask, it's not that needed, because as soon as you drop 2 totem, well, on my build with the mana I have, I've got 544 max with 94 available. So with the 94 and the 2 Conqueror's Efficiencies, I can drop 2 totems, fire a caustic arrow, which procs the rain of arrows, then hit my mana flask, and because it's enduring, I could then drop the other totem and fire off a couple more toxic rains off. So it's not caustic arrow, sorry, toxic rain. I apologise. So mana really isn't an issue, and with the limited rolls you can get on the amulets, you're kind of judging whether it's worth getting that minus mana roll, or just using a mana flask, because you have to use a mana flask in the build anyway, because you're running high and you're dropping your totems all over the place, as well as toxic rain. So yeah, it's again, possible personal choice depending on your currency. I mean, this character I'm going to keep and go over to standard, and it'll just run highest in standard, because I do play standard round about this time of the league when nothing much is going on that I want to do, and the trade league is a bit dead. I'm a bit bored, so I'll go and play one of my builds in standard, just because they're high level, they've got really good gear, and I can play PoE without having to worry about grinding out gear and doing challenges. I can just relax, chillax, pick up a build, and rip through red maps. So that's the heist runner. We'll go now over to cast on crit. It's a cast on crit assassin, and we've done one map on this character. That is it. We have reached the lofty heights of 88 on this character by running Delve. Through the campaign, kill Katava, and then I hit Delve. And I've just levelled the last 20 odd levels through Delve by using my Death's Oath character to collect Sulfite in the high red maps, and then using this character to go through Delve and yeah, kill stuff basically. Resistances are good, Chaos Resist could be better, but on this character it's been a bit hard to juggle. I did run out of currency putting this one together. This was the last character I put together, I think, so the money was a bit tight. We've got our double Copris Mace, we've got Vortex, Hex Touch and Frostbite in that one, and Frostbomb, Frostbolt and Arcane Surge in this one. We're running Secondra's Head with a Hatred mana reserve, with Hatred, Hell Device, Precision and Determination. We have our gloves, which could be better rolled, but they're all working at the moment. This has got our Blood Rage and Castle Damage Taken in there with that. Our boots are running our movement skills. Again, this was primarily built for low level Delve, so we've got Dash, Second Wind, Phase Run and Life Tap. And then in our chest we've got our Cast on Crit, where are we? There it is, Cyclone, Cast on Crit, Hypothermia, Inspiration, Ice Nova and Power Charge. Jewellery, we've got our Circle of Fear with the Elemental Weakness on it. That's the role I went for. The French Charge duration was whatever. But the main two roles on this one was I wanted the Curse and I wanted the Mana Reservation on Herald of Ice. So we were lucky enough to get hold of one that also had the cold damage, so it was good. The other one is just a resistance stack ring, really, making sure to have the prefix for the -7 mana cost on there, with some high resists, and because of the stat requirements for this character are quite high, I went for the reduced attribute requirements and max roll on the Shaper. I mean, it didn't. It only cost me about an X to get one that had that roll that was I could use for this character. So it's got the spell damage on the armor is not relevant. So is the quant roll. Accuracy is not too good. And then obviously we got the primal spirit on there for the mainly for the strength, intelligence, and the mana. So there could be other better anointments for this amulet, but the strength and intelligence roll was kind of needed because this is a pretty good build that swallows up stats, which is also why we've got the heavy belt there to bump up our strength and also get the elemental damage roll. Tree wise, all of the power nodes, opportunistic, unstable infusion, Mistwalker, and then finally deadly infusion for Uberlab. We've come through here for Soul Siphon and Blood Siphon, up here for Assassination, down through here, get Cold Hearted Calc for the Intuitive Leap, so we can pick up Infused, One with Evil, Depth Perception, Blood Drinker, Resourcefulness, down through here to get the Leech nodes with the Leech Mastery, down through here for our Cluster Jewel that I, for some strange reason, I haven't regaled. Probably I didn't have any at the time and then I forgot about it. So through here for our medium cluster roll, and then on this one as well, and then through here for fast power magnifier, and then just a crimson jewel for life, leech, blah blah blah, and same for this one with a bit of strength on there as well. Over through here for Revenge of the Hunted, and over here for the Reservation node, that's a Conch Jewel, again down here for Mageborn. Over here for another Intuitive Leap for Survivalist, Heartseeker, and Acuity. And then finally the Fever. Here for the Life node and the Regen while moving, and then through here for Intuition, Quick Step, and Finesse. Yes, I know it's only 1 point there to get the Mana Flask effect, but we've also got to come up here for all the Int nodes. These are paramount. Without these Int nodes, it's really difficult to run the build to using the Cospreys, which is why it's the Int is red and says I need more Int. The only way I could figure out to run this build the way I wanted to run it was with the reduced attribute requirements. With heavy investment and possibly dropping of the Circle of Fear and getting a Curse Ring or the Curse on Gloves, you could probably drop the Shaper Amulet and get a different amulet and then just have stats on the gear, but that was more exalted than I had. Additionally, we come down here to get Cruel Prep and the max life roll there, and then up here also for Disciple of Forbidden, and with the next level up we take the, I think it's increased damage mastery. Let me just check. I'll link all the POBs for these characters in the description below so you can see what I'm going on to and change it as required. No, we take cannot be shocked while at maximum power charges. That's what we take on that one. Flask wise, we have the Life Flask, and then we have the Quicksilver, Granite, Jade, and Sulphur. That's the cast on crit character. Then we go down to the Jug. This was the low life act stacking lightning strike character, and then like I said, that failed in early red maps. Completely failed. There was no way I could run the build how I wanted to, and be able to push it through. If you're a follower of the long-term follower of the channel, you know I don't use corrupted items unless the item drops as corrupted. So I know I'm missing out. I know I'm missing out on the power and blah blah blah. I just don't like corrupted items because you never know when you might change your mind. And for someone like myself who doesn't really have a lot of currency, if you get a corrupted item, it's corrupted for that build, and if you want to use it for a different build, you can't. You have to sell it, which is always, you know, someone else has to be playing that particular build and want to pay the price that you want to sell it for, or you're just stuck with it. Or, as if you've seen on Gamer for Life, you go to corrupt it and it bricks. So what's the point? So this is our lab farmer. This is our lab farmer jug. This is our movement setup. So we are using a bright beak with frost blink and life tap, and in the other hand it's an empty prismatic eclipse. There's no gems required because this is just literally to get through the lab with leap slam and blink. You'll leap slam everywhere until monsters get in the way, and then you'll blink, you'll frost blinking, and that is it. And then when we actually get to Izaro, we weapon swap into our 6 link at series to favour. It dropped like this, corrupted, so like I said, whatever. Yeah, then we use our Ancestral War Truth 6 link with Brutality, Melee Fears, Culling Strike, Multi Strike, and Divergent Multiple Totems. Not sure why that's Culling Strike, possibly better with faster attacks, but I won't mind, whatever. Then we go into our Helm, which is Ancestral Chief Totem Damage enchant with Blood and Sand, Flesh and Stone, Pride, Defiance Banner, and then here for faster attacks, Leap Slam, Life Support, and Vulnerability. Vulnerability is hard cast onto Izaro, and then you drop the totems, and you just stand there and wait while the totems kill them all. We are running, because the factor we are running a totem build, and all we really need is totem, our auras, and our movement skill in the gloves. It's got to be in the gloves, because then we're swapping to our other hands for our other movement skills. It's just easier to put Leap Slam in the gloves. Not only that, there's not much else you could put in there, I suppose you could take this out and put it in here, but then because these need to be green for the attack speed, you couldn't put Leap Slam in there. I mean, you could possibly put Leap Slam in here, but then it's a one skill and you miss out on the faster attacks, and you'd be able to, well, yeah, you'd miss out on faster attacks, so your Leap Slam wouldn't be quite as fast. But anyway, moving on. So we've got Comb's Heart for the life, and we've got Comb's Roots for the life and the Unwavering Stance, and then it's just a general Garth's roll. We're looking for life, armor, resists. Same for the rings with the mana. I'm not sure why I've got the mana roll on there. It's not needed. It's probably one I just had in my stash. Turquoise Amulet. Again, that's an attribute stacking, and again, it's probably just one I had in my thing, which is already rolled. Not sure, again, I'm not sure because it costs much mana to do that, and everything else, the movement skills are life tapped. So I don't know. It seems to be a recurring theme. Oh, I know why. This was probably to do with the I think these are this jewelry I had on the last one. I just haven't gone back and changed the enchants, but chatting to myself, whatever. Again, so this is just a resist ring really that I had. Same for the belt. This is the belt I had on the character. Possibly, I don't remember now, but anyway, it's a stat stick. Flasks, anti-bleed, quicksilver, granite, sulfur, and quartz. Again, that was on there from the previous version of this character. I need to go over this character and change stuff. Oh dear. But yeah, this is a love farmer. This is how I've farmed some enchants. I've made a couple of X on this character, just farming Cruel and a couple of Uberlab enchants. But yeah, that again. Oh, I didn't go through the talent tree. Again, it's in POB. It'll be in the description on POB, which I know a lot of people fair. That's my son shouting because he doesn't realise I'm recording. Apologies for that. He's home from school. School's closed at the moment. So on this character we've got Unbreakable, Unstoppable, Unflinching and Unrelenting. We come down through here for Warrior's Blood, up here for Heart of Warrior and Born to Fight, and then I came up through here for Harvester of Foes, Juggernaut, over here for the Cleaving and the Slaughterer, Barbarism, Resolute Technique, Shinamistic Fury, Devotion, up again for Primal Manifestation, Purity of Flesh and Ancestral Bond. I didn't level this character as a Lab Farmer Totem build. I leveled it as the Axe Stack Lightning Strike Low Life character, so I didn't have to worry about when I took Ancestral Bond. But this character you can do this character as a league start, and you just don't take Ancestral Bond until you're ready to start basically lab farming. So everything else is set up, and that's kind of like the last one when you're ready to do lab farm, which I think it's about 85. I'm 2 levels lower than I wanted to be really, so at some point I might just unspec that node and take off the Kaim's Heart, put in a 6-link chest with a skill of some description, and just grind out the last to 85 to give me 2 more passive points and go from there. Down the other side we take Martial Experience. I'm missing a dual socket, that's I don't know why. Oh God, I need to go up to Constitution, Bloodless, Champion of the Cause with the mana reservation. Oh, Masteries, yes. 2-handed there, triple damage, 10% increased life, destroyed. I don't think we go any. Oh, no, there we go. Down here through the 2-handed nodes, down here for the 2% life while moving, just while they're in life. That is only if I wasn't running this as a lab character, I'd go for the max life. Golem's Blood, don't forget to get Crimson Dance. Why have I got Crimson's Dance? Nothing does bleed. Weird. Down here for that word I can't say, and then we get Totem Mastery, and then finally for Bravery and Art of the Gladiator, mainly for the attack speed and the dex. And that's that one. It looks like I need to go over my own build because I've spotted quite a few things in there that I could change and make the character better. And then finally our last one, my favourite build in the game that I've played, Death's Oath, Occultist Death's Oath. So this is in the throes of being dismantled. This character will not be going over to standard. The other 3 will. I'm just keeping this character around just in case I get any nice map drops from anywhere. I probably won't because I'm not running anything other than the Heist Runner. Everything else is in hiatus. So on this character's been through a lot of changes. If you're a long time follower of the channel, you would have seen previous videos on this character and build diaries and what I've gone through the amount of orbs of regret I've spent, the amount of chaos and exalted orbs I've thrown at this character, just testing things out at the height of Trade League when I was pounding through maps and playing this character 3 to 4 hours every day minimum, and this is where we're at. Because I also had the other characters, I still never managed to get an Enlighten. It's missing the Divergent Vitality. I do have a level 3 Enhance somewhere. It's in one of these. What have I done with my level 3 Enhance? There they are. So that was in the build, and I leveled up. I've dropped level 1 and I think so they'll go over to standard as well. Let's concentrate on this character. So this character has managed to get up to level 95. I got up to about here on the XP. Whoops, on the XP chart. Oh, stop doing that. And then died. One shot died to Scourge twice. So I lost all the XP, and at that point I was like, right, I'm kind of done with the league. So this character hasn't been in the map since then. Let's have a look at the character then. So this is the final issue of this character. We've got our Hunter influence, damage over time, max res and chaos res rolled quiver. It should be a double damage over time, but I messed up my league starting this character on this league. So we've got our Heart of Darkness anointed attribute catalyst in presence with despair has no reservation cost. We've got our malevolence reservation +2 socketed 20% all res Viridi's Veil. We have our bow, which I crafted. 1 to level socketed gems, 2 to bow gems, and fire additional arrow. Or did I buy it? I might have brought this one. And then with the damage over time multiplier. I can't remember. We've got our vermilion rings, life, essence, all resist, and the other one, which is life, strength, dex, attribute, catalyst. We have our resist and 30% move speed, fugitive boots. Have our stitch with regen life, with our regen life, damage over time, life, and reduced shock effect eye, and our apothecary gloves, which didn't yeah, got us it stun and block recovery. Got shafted on that, but never mind. That was a nice trinket which I sold for 50c. It's gone. Gem wise, we've got Empower, Caustic Arrow, Void Manipulation, Conk Effect, Swift Affliction, and Vish Proj. Auras, we are running Despair, Blasphemy, Temp Change, and then that's an Enhance. More auras down here: Determination, Malevolence, that's a Vitality, and that is a level 3/4 Enlighten. Enlightens have been really expensive this league. I never managed to get enough money to buy one, so whatever. Boots, 1 link, and then a 2 link. 2 link is the Spell Totem with Wither, Defiance Banner, and Flame Dash. Flask wise, we've got our low life anti-bleed flask, our Quicksilver flask, Jade, Granite, and Sulphur. Our reses, as you can see, are nicely high, including our Chaos res and even max Chaos res. As for the tree, we went for Void Beacon, and then into Withering Presence for the Chaos Resist. That was the first 2 labs, and then after that it's up to you which one you do. You can either get Profane Bloom or you can go for Malediction. Completely personal preference of which way you round you do it in the leveling process. Passive tree wise, we come out of here, we go for this node, down into Heart and Soul, round to Quick Recovery, with Vitality has minor res efficiency. Then we went into Practical Application, up here for more life and the regen life while moving. We went up here, along here, to get Growth and Decay, to come down here to get the more life nodes and the plus 15 max life, up here for Trickery, come down here for Wasting and the +1 to chaos damage over time multiplied per 4 resistance, down here for Charisma, and the auras from your skills have 15% increased effect on you. That could yep. And then here for Revenge of the Hunted and 10% movement speed, and then over here for Hunter's Gambit. At that stage in the leveling process, I got my first cluster, and then I went for influence with the mana reservation. So cluster, we are looking for Unholy Grace, Unwavering Evil, Wicked Pal, and I managed to get a Harvest Craft on there myself with the regen life. We get the medium cluster with Circling Oblivion and Unwavering Evil, again with the regen life. On here we get the Student of Gate, Unwavering Evil, Reduced Chill Effect, again was a Harvest Craft. And then in here we have a Stat, Life and Damage over time, and over here we have our Hidden Potential, which is why we have the 2 magic vermilion rings. From that point on, I just fetted around with passive points and into life nodes, and then got down here to get the jewel socket, picked up the Glorious Vanity, the Backward Jewel, took Pain Attunement to get the Divine Flesh, threw a few divines at it, and we ended up with Irrelevant, really, Irrelevant. Okay, it's not too bad. The 4% additional physical damage is okay. I haven't got a lot of armor on this character, so the increased armor kind of irrelevant, I suppose. Light resist, which was helpful. 11% chaos damage, which is why I stopped. Movement speed, which is nice, and damage over time, which is why I stopped divining at that point. You could probably get a better one and get different stats on here, but with that damage node, I stopped. So on our second cluster setup, we got the another Unholy Grace, Unwavering Evil, Wicked Pal, increased chaos damage, large, into a medium cluster, Eternal Suffering, Flow of Life, with Flask Effect duration, and our Watcher's Eye, which unaffected by poison by malevolence and regen life while affected by vitality. Watcher's Eye. The unaffected by poison was quite nice, but really it was just trying to get the regen by vitality and something else to go with it within my price range at the time. Few more levels, and you take the Unholy Grace at 96, 97, 98 for either another jewel or a small 2-point small cluster to finish off. Alternatively, you could just get the Unholy Grace at 96, and then the other 4 points you could just throw into more life around the tree as you prefer, or even get some more mana. Our mana's not that great. Our Caustic Arrow is 51, so we can only fire it once, and then we run out of mana. You don't need the mana, to be honest, because the Death's Oath aura kills everything. So that's that character, and as you can see from looking at my stash, I have shut down everything ready for standard transfer. We've sorted out our maps. We've got one in each socket in a particular place, so that map stash tab will go over to standard and sit there as our remove only tab. We are building a Ice Crash Raider to go over to standard. My Raider was an Ice Trap heist character, which was horrible to run, and now I've got the low level one, and for higher levels I'll just run Death's Oath through them. So we're currently building that. I'm just missing out on a pair of gloves for the build, which I think I'm going to have to buy in standard because I haven't got any currency here. I've got the accuracy stacking jug stuff just in case I ever want to run it again. It was a lovely build, so I'll probably keep the gear, take it over to standard, and it'll sit there in case I ever want to run it again. I've got my completed. I only managed to get 4 completed sets of div cards that I was after, mainly because I spent all my money on builds. But we'll see what happens when we go over to standard and put all these div cards in there. Yes, everything comes out of all the other tabs into two quad tabs ready to go over to standard for my collections and other unique collections and stuff. And with the change of prophecy, I've got all the prophecy ones sat in here as well, so they'll all go over with other high level flasks and all the high stuff I couldn't be bothered to run, and all the other junk that you take over. All the gems I've leveled, and then this, hopefully these will sell. Hopefully that's quite a nice bow for 3x. That's another. That was my old boots for the heist runner. Nice jewel. And then this is just all trash, trying to just make some chaos for the takeover to standard. That's a harvest craft boots that I've never quite finished, and a herald cluster that I'll harvest up, and that's just stuff. Oh, this is what I mean. I've got no currency left. I was hoping to go over to standard with 5x and about 500 chaos. The chaos I'll probably get, the x I won't. I've dropped a sacred orb. That'll be a nice addition to my collection of currency. Other than that, standard currency stuff. No mirrors this league. Again, my league start was terrible. My league start build was absolutely terrible. I lost the first 3 or 4 days of the league for this league was just bad, and that it didn't get much better. So yeah, that's where I am with 3.116. I have tentative thoughts to start a Divine Ire Elementalist in solo Self-Found Scourge, and then bring it over to trade once I hit maps. But that means I'd have to spend currency on getting the gear, and I don't sure I want to do that. But I'm kind of... I want to play PoE, but I don't know what to do. I hate Void Leagues because I like collecting things in standard. The only reason I have standard is to collect things, and I don't see the point in spending my time playing a league where everything's just going to get deleted. I know a lot of people don't care about standard. I do. I like collecting things in standard, and I like playing in standard around about this time of the league because it's something to do. But when I get to this point where I'm done with the league and I want to play standard, but I've got a lot of stuff in league that I'm waiting to go over to standard, I just want to rip my hair out. That's all I want to do. It just frustrates me so much, especially when this league is potentially being extended, and there's fears that the next league will clash with the release of Lost Ark. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that 3.17. I want to play 3.17 because it's going to be a whole new end game, and hopefully a different way of... the reason I don't do tier 14 plus content is because I hate the Conquerors, and I hate Cirrus. I hate Cirrus being in my maps. I can't do the boss because of my medical conditions, and then to have Cirrus just pop up randomly in a map and half the time kill me because I can't see what's going on. I hate it. The worst thing they ever did. Then you get rares which are then corrupted or infused by Cirrus. I hate that. It's the worst decision I ever made. Since they did that, I've stayed out of tier 14 maps. And just only to get my Atlas. I don't think I've done. Have I done any tier 14? I don't think I have. Where's my map stash tab? Let's have a look. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I've done 11 tier 14 plus maps. So I hang around in tier 13. That's where I grind. I grind in tier 10, 13 maps. It doesn't show here, but if you look at the maps that are waiting to go over to standard, you'll find that 90% of them are tier 13s, because that's what I do. I grab 3 maps, Sextant, Scarab, frag them, run them, do those 3, do the next 3, do the next 3, and continue on. That way I can I get a bit of break, I can do some trades, and I'll go from there. Right, thanks for listening to me ramble. Sorry I got a bit frustrated there, lost control a little bit. I hope you've enjoyed the video. It is quite a long one for me. There's a lot to go through for the end of this league. Unless I do the Divine Ire Elementalist, or possibly a Frostblades Slayer. Probably won't be any more videos until the end of league swaps over, when I go through and sort all my stash tabs out in standard. I may even do a live stream of that. It depends what's happening with the family. Thanks for everything, Garth Gang. Hopefully next year I can do more videos, maybe go live, if I can get over my anxieties. Better production. Yeah. See you later.